Hey you guys, this is Aqua Moonlight. Thank you so much for being here, for stopping by. So I'm going to be doing a reading today that a lot of you have requested, not just with my channel, but I know it's a pretty popular reading right now. And that is, if you cut somebody out, if you ghosted them, doesn't really matter how you did it. Maybe you ghosted them, maybe you just kind of moved away without saying anything, maybe you cut them out and, by telling them that you want to cut them out, whatever it is. Basically, if you have cut somebody out of your life recently, or doesn't have to be recently, but probably for most of you, it's not like 10 years ago, but if you've done that and you just kind of wonder what effect it has had on this other person, so I guess you can call it like a no communication, but it's more about if you cut them off, okay? So also, if some of you have been sort of wondering, which I know you have, if you could cut somebody off, like if you're in this position where you kind of feel like maybe it's time for me to cut my divine masculine out or my soulmate out, this could possibly give you guys some insight on how it would affect this person. Just use your discernment, use your intuition to see if this resonates with you. This is super general, okay? I may be breaking these things down into elements like fire, water, air, earth, in terms of no communication. So if you guys want that, let me know, but I might be doing that in the near future here, okay? And this is going to be a super simple reading as well. All I'm going to be using basically is 2 tarot decks, and I'm just going to, let's just get some messages. I just want to see if this has affected this person at all, the fact that you've cut them out. So actually what I want to do first is I want to see who this person was before you cut them out. So this will give you an indication if you will resonate with this or not. Who was this person before you walked away, before you cut this person out of your life? Let's go ahead and look at what their character was before this happened, okay? So Spirit, please deliver messages for those who have cut somebody recently out of their life, any type of soul connection out there, or just a regular love connection. Let's go ahead and channel some messages, please, for those who have cut this person out of their life. What do we need to know about who this person was before they cut them out? Okay. So again, I'm just going to be using this deck here. One more shuffle. And then I'll be clarifying with this deck right here. We had the Sun at the bottom. First thing I got from that was selfish. Just have to say that. It's somebody who is somebody who kind of focuses a little bit on the self, on the core self, which is a really beautiful card, but sometimes we can take that to our, disadvantage here. Alright, so let's go ahead and clarify, please. 2 cards for each card, Spirit, for each of the cards that come through. Who was this person before they got cut out? Who was this person? So either in their relationship, or maybe you were never together, maybe this was like a soul connection. Just take it all how it resonates, okay? This is just for everybody. So this person, well, there you go. This person was the devil. Wow. We have the devil, we have the Knight of Swords, and we have the 6 of Cups. So first things first, again, looking at the Sun with the devil, I'm seeing this as somebody who was very centrally focused, okay? I'm seeing this as somebody, before you cut this person out, they could have had a number of things. It could have been that this person had codependent issues. This person was very focused on themselves. They were a little bit, codependent in their own ways on maybe, like I said, addictions or other relationships or whatever it is. Somebody who was never stable in their truth. The Knight of Swords is somebody who comes in, they go back out, they come in, they go back out. Maybe they would contact you, then maybe they would withdraw, maybe they would kind of reach out to you, and then they would kind of backtrack their way out. And 6 of Cups, to me, this is coming through to indicate that you probably are dealing with a soulmate. Okay, yes, this person could have past issues, childhood wounds, childhood issues that have caused them to act in these ways, but it can also be that you are dealing with a soulmate connection. This was your soulmate. It was just something that was toxic. This person was investing in a lot of toxic situations. Okay, so let's go ahead and get the clarity here. We have the 2 of Cups, and we have the 2 of Swords. So right off the bat here, and we have the 9 of Swords at the bottom. So what I'm really feeling, just before we even go into how this has even affected this person, you were dealing with somebody who had a lot of I hate to use the word issues because it sounds like I'm, this person could have just had a couple of issues when it came to different areas of life. And this is what prevented this person from being in a commitment. So you were dealing with somebody who was basically unable to commit to you. And so with the devil, maybe it was a very, passionate relationship. Maybe it was very sexual. Maybe it was very magnetic. But when it came down to actually making the decision to tie this person down or to be in a commitment, they didn't want that. Okay, so possibly they would tell you that they wanted that because the Knight of Swords would say that somebody comes in quickly, but then they would maybe backtrack their way out of it. So what I'm seeing basically is that this person did have a central focus upon themselves, but it ran much deeper than maybe you even realized, or maybe you do realize that. But this is kind of the core self as the Sun, and the Nine of Swords is saying that they had a lot of issues that they needed to work through. Maybe their addictions caused anxiety. Maybe their past childhood caused anxiety. It really just depends. But this is the person they were before you cut them out. And so what I'm seeing when it comes down to a committed relationship, probably the reason why you did cut this person out was because they were never stable in their truth. They came through with different words, different actions, but they never actually stood by their words, or they never stood by their actions. And so let's go to clarify the Knight of Swords, please. Yeah, the Eight of Cups. So we've had the Six of Cups twice. So I do feel like a lot of you, either maybe you've known this person for a really long time. Maybe this has been somebody that you connected with on a level that was unlike any other connection you've had, and maybe it's been something that was far away in the past. It doesn't have to be for everybody, but we have had the Six of Cups twice. Or you're just dealing with a soulmate. This person was your soulmate, but they sort of masked that appearance because of these devil issues that they had, because of possibly, I hate to use the word narcissistic, maybe qualities that a narcissist may have. Maybe being centrally focused, maybe being arrogant, maybe coming across as somebody who really didn't want the connection. But deep down inside, I'm still getting with the Nine of Swords that it actually caused them more pain than you realize. And so it was sort of this constant back and forth motion between this person maybe coming in and out of your life. And so with the Knight of Swords and the Eight of Cups, I feel like this was this person, again, same type of thing. Possibly they came forward, but the Knight is never really that stable. The Knight is somebody who comes in really quickly. You see how the clouds are just flying in the sky? So somebody who comes back for more. He's going in the past here, but then he walks away, okay? And then he goes back, and then he walks away. That's kind of what I'm getting. So you're basically dealing with somebody, this is the past, right? You're dealing with somebody who was possibly or is still a soulmate connection, or somebody that you've known for a while. Take it how it resonates. But they were never stable in their words. They came through everything I said. They just were never able to commit entirely to you. They were possibly very, very closed off. The energy I'm getting more so with this person is very prideful, very egotistical, and very hasty. They were quick to do things. They were quick to make decisions, but they were never looking out to see what the repercussions of their actions are. They didn't understand how it would affect you, okay? So clarifying the Six of Cups, we have the Page of Swords and the Queen of Pentacles. So what I'm getting from this actually is that there's this imbalance here. I feel like this is, for some of you, maybe you're earth sign female. You don't have to be. But I feel like this was you kind of being in this very grounded place, being someone very understanding of their actions. And the Page of Swords is this immature communication. So the way that I'm kind of seeing this is very like a contrast here. Possibly you're dealing with somebody, it could be a younger a younger air sign, but it doesn't have to be. But the Queen of Pentacles is very different than the Page of Swords. And I'm seeing these both as characters, as people. So with the Six of Cups, it could be that, could also be some childhood wounds too, because the Page of Swords can indicate a child. So maybe this person had trouble communicating their feelings based from childhood or, anything like that. But what I'm also seeing is that this person definitely, didn't somehow feel like they could communicate with you effectively, or they didn't feel like they could be at this level of maturity or of understanding, of being grounded. And that's how I see the Queen of Pentacles. Okay, could have been someone again who would communicate with you, because we have the Page of Swords and the Knight of Swords, but they never kind of matured to the King of Swords. They never matured to somebody who, not just the King of Swords, but not even the King of Cups, not even somebody who was committed. So this is just who you were dealing with before you cut this person out. Very unstable, very indecisive, possibly a soul connection, soulmate connection, that you felt this tug towards this person, but you didn't understand why they were never committing. And I'm getting an anxiety, and I'm getting a selfish, codependent-based energy, whatever that may be for this person. Okay, or maybe you were codependent on them. Okay, so that'll give you an idea if you resonate with this type of person. Then let's go ahead and see how, how did this person feel? Okay, because I want to keep this one simple and short. How did this person... Actually, let's start with what went through this person's mind. Okay, so let's start with their mind. What went through this person's mind when either, maybe they found out that you cut them off, maybe they found out that you walked away, or maybe you told this to their face. I don't know. Well, let's go ahead and see. What went through this person's mind when they were cut off? Through this person's mind when they were cut off by you. The moon. The moon actually showed a second ago. Very fearful energy and also very secretive. It may have been that this person really had to confront these inner fears. Let me go ahead and shuffle these. What went through this person's mind when you finally cut this person off? For some of you, maybe you did this in a secretive way, or maybe you just weren't entirely forthright. Wow, the Death card. That's what went through this person's mind. A huge transformation. So let's go ahead and see. The Three of Cups, the Five of Cups, and the King of Wands. Okay, so just looking at these, the first thing I got is the fun times are over. The fun times are over. I don't know what that means, but the fun times are over. Because the Five of Cups indicates that I can't play around with this person anymore. I can't play around with you anymore the way that I used to. Because the Three of Cups is really about celebrating. It's about having fun. It's about bringing this lighthearted approach to everything. And then obviously if you cut them out, they were never able to have this celebration anymore. You see how these 3 cups are on the ground here? They're dead. I mean, they're empty. And so it's like the party is over. That's the feeling I keep getting here. And so this is how this person felt. They felt sort of like a deflated balloon. Like, they didn't understand. Their confidence took a toll too. So I feel like this person actually was forced to go through this transformation whenever this happened. So let's get the clarifiers, please, for the Three of Cups, the King of Pentacles, and the Ace of Wands. Yeah, so the Three of Cups, the King of Pentacles, again, I kind of am looking at things like, this is somebody very stable. This is somebody very grounded. This is somebody successful, either in the physical world or with their body, or they're just kind of really grounded. Somebody very committed is how I see the King of Pentacles. The Ace of Wands is somebody who has this passion. I'm kind of seeing that with the Three of Cups and the Ace of Wands, basically what went through this person's mind was something about having to understand that they need to come forward with a more stable mindset. They need to come forward with a more stable approach. So it's interesting to me that we had like the Knight of Swords, we had the Page of Swords, and now what went through their mind when you cut them off was a very mature, and we actually have 2 kings. You see how there's this like flipping of roles here where this person actually was forced to step into their own power. And, who knows how they're going to react to this, but what I'm seeing, and this is just their mental space, okay? So this is just what went through their mind. What went through their mind was, like I said, the fun times are over here, and with the King of Pentacles, it's time to sort of step up to the plate. It's time to sort of step up to some form of higher commitment. So let's see what we have for the Five of Cups. 6 of Pentacles and Temperance. So, excuse me, so Six of Pentacles is this whole thing where one person has been begging and the other person is on the receiving end. So Six of Pentacles seems to come up a lot for twin flames, for karmic relationships, because basically somebody is left here without the, without the attention. And so the other person is getting the attention. This person could represent anything, but you could have been dealing with somebody who never gave you the attention and they gave other people attention, or they gave other opportunities attention. And so it could have been you here that was, metaphorically speaking, you were clinging on to this person's leg here for so long, you were begging for their attention, and then you finally walked away. And that's what I'm saying, the fun times are kind of over. And so I feel like this person sort of had this moment of understanding that they've got to approach things with a lot more stability in their life. It's sort of like, you see how the Five of Cups here, so they could have initially gone through this period of like, I can't, I just keep getting the word playing around. It doesn't have to be for everybody, but it's like somebody who basically took advantage of maybe your desire for them, or maybe their control, or whatever it was. But it's like, this whole vibe here it's gone. It's deflated here. Now he's sort of dwelling upon what he did have, but he can't have that anymore. And so you took that away from this person. And so I feel like what ultimately happened was that you did force them to sort of come back into more balance inside of themselves and also within their relationship. And so Temperance is a major Arcana card. And so it's very different than the Three of Cups, And so Temperance is speaking to somebody who feels like they've really got to get a hold onto their life. They've got to balance things out, everything in moderation. You can't keep having extreme levels. You can't give to one person and expect the other person to stay with you. You can't play around with people's emotions and expect to get the same in return. And so the Temperance is really this perfecting, balancing act between things. And so I feel like this is what you actually propelled this person forward to, is understanding that Temperance does indicate the proper balance between two things, and this is an improper balance. And so you see how it's like, it's almost like it did take a toll on this person's self-esteem or self-worth or something like that, where they kind of realize that they can't have everything at once. They can't have everything that they want with the Three of Cups. It's not just a playground. Okay, so with the King of Wands, we have the Two of Pentacles and the Five of Cups again, you see? So as I said, the King of Wands could be a fire sign, could be somebody who has fire in their chart, could we also have earth here as well. But really what I see is that this person kind of realized again that they've got to get a hold on their, what's the word? Like, I keep getting balance, like duality here. Like we have the Six of Pentacles, we have the Temperance, and then now we have the Two of Pentacles. So it's like if they were constantly juggling you and another person, they kind of realize that they can't get away with this type of energy any longer, as I said. But it's also a blow to their ego, because the Five of Cups coming out twice is telling me that what went through this person's mind. And remember how we saw that they were in the Nine of Swords character before you even cut this person out. So they were already struggling with something that maybe they didn't entirely reveal to you. And we did have the Moon at the bottom. And so this is sort of all of the muddy things coming to the surface that you may have not even realized about this person. Maybe they never even told you this. I'm only saying this for some of them because it's probably not for everybody. But this could have been somebody who had trouble balancing their moods. Somebody who had trouble balancing their emotions. So they came across sort of in a way where, one time they wanted to have a commitment and then the next day they didn't. And so all of these things were buried deep within them. So just to summarize, I feel like what went through this person's mind when you walked away or when you cut them out was actually a profound loss, okay? And this is just the mental space. It was a profound loss. It was a sort of a jolt of awareness about the fact they cannot continue to juggle people and emotions and situations and continue to get the same act or the same love or attention or whatever it is in return. And so I do feel like basically this is saying that the fun is over for this person. They can't really be the King of Wands anymore. They can't just come through and charm you and expect that things are going to continue, in this place where they can just have one person begging and the other person giving attention. This is just what I'm getting today, this type of character. And so basically the juggling act was over. Okay? That's what went through their mind. So it was sort of a jolt of awakening. The major arcana card we had was, let's see, do we have one or two? Yeah, just the Temperance, which is a pretty good card about moderation. So understanding that everything has to be approached in moderation. Everything has to be approached in a way where we can, what's the word? Sometimes I feel so many things and it's hard to articulate all of them. Like, we can't have our cake and eat it too. I know I've used that expression, but that's the best way to explain it. Like, we can't just have, one person over here that we can keep on the side. Or if it's not a person, maybe it's just a lifestyle. Maybe it's, anything. We can't have that and have the other thing. It's got to be like if you're on a diet. You can't have cheesecake and you can't have, a cheeseburger at the same time. You have to, if you want to balance things out, you have to have things in moderation. You can't just go to extremes. And so I feel like that's what this person sort of understood when you possibly cut them out, was some form of a jolt of awareness about there's got to be a more balancing act here in their life, and also a blow to their ego, and also some loss went through their mind. Fear of rejection possibly? I don't know. So let's go ahead and look at how they felt. How did this person feel? So if you were somebody who was emotionally connected to them, maybe you guys had a relationship, maybe you had a strong bond, how did this person feel in their heart when you walked away from them or when you cut them off? How did this person feel when you cut them off? Three of Wands, reassessing their long-term plans. What do I really want? Some of them could be waiting for you to come back. Some of them, Seven of Pentacles, some of them could definitely be waiting for you to come back. But it's also in a way where, again, what's that phrase? I don't think it's cried wolf. I don't know what it is, but it's when you've taken advantage of somebody and then you finally realize, you don't know what you've got till it's gone. I guess like that. Okay. The Eight of Swords. So this person is trapped in not understanding which way are they going to go. So they kind of feel, and I can't help but notice the Three of Swords. So they were heartbroken. And the thing is that after the heartbreak, after the feeling of loss, of initial regret, this person doesn't understand how they're going to move forward. So they're trapping themselves in their own fear at the moment. So how they feel about you currently, how they felt about you cutting them out, was sort of like they understand that they've got to have a new avenue. They understand that they've got to see the bigger picture, but they just don't know how to do it. Ten of Cups. The World. The High Priestess. Wow. Okay, so how this person felt when you cut them off, I think it's quite interesting that we have the Ten of Cups. Because the Ten of Cups is about family, it's about commitment, it's about happiness, it's about basically having everything that you want in your life. And so when I look at the Three of Wands at the bottom, this is sort of the blueprint to getting where you want. You have to take a step back. You have to sit here and look over the horizon. What do I truly want in a relationship? What do I truly want in life? How do I get to this place where I'm aware, or that I'm able to come forward to somebody that I felt like I had a connection with? So it seems kind of contradictory, because we would expect this person to feel, loss and heartbreak, and they did. That went through their mind when you cut them off. But now, this is about the bigger picture. This is about the actual big things in life that matter. So we have the King of Cups. Exactly. Look at this. We have the counterpart here. So yes, it could be more relevant perhaps if you are both a water sign. But the thing about court cards is that when we have a couple like this, when we have the exact same cards next to it, well, not the exact same, but the court cards next to each other, to me, especially with the Ten of Cups, this is a family. This is a marriage. This is a commitment, because this is like saying, this is these two people here. You know, this is the Queen of Cups, this is the King of Cups, and this is the children here. And so we're dealing with basically a perfect counterpart to ourselves, a perfect match to ourselves. And so what went through this person's emotions when you left them was actually the opposite of, you know, I'm just going to dwell on the fact that I feel incredibly sad about this. It wasn't so much that in the heart space as much as it was almost an awakening process to realizing what possibly they have lost based on this decision. So the Two of Wands comes before this. So they were constantly at this crossroads, and then now they're at this place where they're thinking about how they're, you know, what are they going to do? And so I still feel like with the Eight of Swords, yeah, we could be dealing with this person conflicted or trapped or not sure which way to go. But this is very much coming through as what went through this person's mind. When you cut them off, when you said goodbye, was a loss and also a recognition of what could have been, because the Ten of Cups and the King of Cups and the Queen of Cups is the actual unit, as I said. So with the World, we have the Nine of Pentacles and the Two of Wands. Okay, so this is about completing this cycle. And so the Nine of Pentacles, I always see this as a single card. Somebody who maybe perpetually they wanted to be single. Maybe they didn't have this vision for a family. Maybe they didn't never had this vision for an actual commitment. And so with the Two of Wands and the World, I always tell people the way that I see the World is like it is a closure of a cycle, but it's also when we take something to a brand new level. So maybe we get married, maybe we get engaged, maybe we have children. And that's kind of like what this is here. So basically what I feel this person is at is reassessing, you know, what decisions are they going to make here in order to possibly, you know, sacrifice their freedom, sacrifice their independency, and take things to a new level. And so I do think that what went through this person's mind was, is it really over too? Because the World would say that something is over. So it could also be that they're kind of viewing you in this Nine of Pentacles way. You feel good. I mean, the Nine of Pentacles is a card that feels good. You feel good on your own. And so it's this conflict between which way do I go now? I have two paths to choose from. Do I take this to a new level? And I'm just putting an example. And engage to this or propose to this person? Or do I, you know, focus on myself and go a different direction? Okay. So this is everything that went through this person's heart. So it's not, again, it's actually pivotal things that happened when this occurred, because it actually brought through all of these very emotional, I mean, Ten of Cups is basically this person thinking in their heart space that I could have had my Ten of Cups, but possibly I pushed it away. Okay. So with the High Priestess, this does indicate that somebody is keeping things to themselves, possibly. Maybe this person is not communicating with you currently. If you did cut them out, I'm seeing that they still kind of feel held back, or they still feel like they can't really come through and communicate these things to you because they could still be in the process of deciding. We have the Queen of Pentacles twice in this reading, and we have Justice. So the Queen of Pentacles coming out twice, yes, we could be kind of narrowing this down into Earth sign female. So if you are an Earth sign female, it doesn't have to be, maybe you indicate or maybe you resonate more with this. But what I'm seeing here is the Queen of Pentacles speaks again about that understanding. And so what this person went through in their mind has something to do with this person having to make a decision, having to sort of come out of this. It's either a secretive energy or it's a hidden energy, because justice is very much revealed. Justice is karma. Justice is decisions being made. High Priestess is very withheld inside. And so I do feel like this person is sort of understanding that they kept things hidden from you, understanding that they kept things sort of in the dark. They were never able to be forthright and to decide on factors. They were never able to be completely, you know, upfront with you about how they really felt. Maybe you were somebody who was upfront with them. Maybe you were somebody who really told them exactly how it was you felt. You were able to kind of have things just as you wanted them in black and white, but this person never gave you that. They were sort of hiding in the trees. You know, they were never able to be upfront with you. And so the only thing that finalized this ability for them to think of outside the box was you actually taking justice too, taking the measures here to actually cut this person out. Because I also see justice as like a very decisive decision. Somebody who basically comes from a place of there is no turning back. Like, this is how I feel. This is like I kind of visualize it as a you know, a judge. Like, this is the final verdict. And that's kind of how I see the justice, because basically the decisions has been made and now everything is sort of revealed out in the open. And now it's up to this person to decide how they want to move forward. Okay? So that's how they felt inside. A very, very strong feeling of, did I possibly lose this type of foundation? So let's go ahead and look at the last thing. So what is this person either thinking about saying or acting upon, or maybe the other way around, maybe they're not going to act on anything. Let's just go ahead and see. So is this person preparing to do any actions? Are they preparing to, they have some pride here possibly. How are they planning on either reconciling this, or are they planning on walking away? The fact that you did cut them out, what are they now thinking about doing or saying, or lack of? We have the Queen of Cups. We've had that twice too. So we definitely could be talking about some earth and air, or excuse me, earth and water. It's also about the emotions though. It's about being vulnerable. What's this? So what actions or lack of actions is this person thinking about doing now that you are gone? Four of Cups. It does indicate missed opportunities sometimes. It indicates somebody still being self-focused. But let's go ahead and see. Wow. We have the Death card for what this person is going to do. We have the Chariot. And we have the Eight of Wands. That is a really, really beautiful combination. So basically, what this person is planning on doing now that you have cut them out is coming forward to you. This person is deciding that it's time to reveal their emotions. It's time to change. It's time to tap more into this intuitive side. Maybe you are a water sign female and this person is coming towards you over here. And so, I mean, the Death card and the Chariot, both being major arcana cards, the Death is about transformation. It is a Scorpio card too, so it could be during the Scorpio season for some of you. This person, just to summarize everything, this person really, you know, took this somehow as a very pivotal time when you cut them out. It actually made them realize everything that they could have had with you. The Ten of Cups, the Queen of Cups, the King of Cups, the family, the happiness. And so it really kind of jolted this person to this awareness that they could not play around anymore. Again, the games were over. And so maybe you've been in this dynamic for a really long time. Maybe you never did this before. Maybe you never cut this person out before. And now that you have, Death is the highest transformation in the tarot deck. And so it indicates a complete rebirth of who you are, a complete shedding of the old skin. So whoever this person was in the past, I'm getting that this person is now wanting to completely move forward. Okay, we did have the Four of Cups, and so I want to go ahead and see if we can get any clarity for this. But we have the World, and we have the Emperor. Yeah. So three major arcana cards here, and we also have the Chariot here. So basically, this person, exactly how we had the World a second ago, if you remember. We had the World as taking something to the next level. So if this person was always resistant to taking things to the next level, as we saw initially, this person is ready, or is getting ready, to take control of their actions, to take the leadership role, to be able to kind of just completely take the reins here, the Chariot too, and move forward. That's basically what this is. And so the World is saying that this cycle is over. The cycle of this old person that you once knew, this person that was very Could be controlling for some of you because we did have the Emperor come through, or maybe they just wanted to retain control of their emotions. They were never able to be completely vulnerable with you. They were never able to be showing their intuitive, sensitive side with you. They always had to come across maybe as this kind of rigid character. And so what I'm seeing is that this person now, the actions that they're willing to take is actually a complete shedding of the skin. So this person wants to take ownership for their actions. They want to take ownership for their, whatever they maybe have done to you in the past, and transform themselves to be able to move forward to a new cycle. Okay, the Chariot, and now we have the Lovers, and we have the King of Pentacles. This is really good. And so you see, we have so many major arcana cards here. So basically, I think this person is in this process of making the choice, making the conscious choice to be more stable. We had the King of Pentacles twice too in this reading. And so the King of Pentacles, aside from just being financially stable or being financially abundant, he is also very loyal. I see the King of Pentacles as somebody who is loyal, somebody who wants commitment, somebody who doesn't really have this, wandering eye for the most part, somebody who wants to be in a place of just grounded commitment. And so this person is transforming from the initial character we saw of the Knight of Swords and all those things to be the King of Pentacles. And so the Lovers is actually coming through to me more as, yes, possibly it was a choice between the playing games or the, immature behaviors or whatever it was, and being committed. So they were forced to make a choice. And now that they have been forced to make a choice, it's time to move forward. Okay, so let's go ahead and clarify the Eight of Wands here. Okay, so this is what it is. So I was wondering where this Four of Cups was coming from. So we have the Four of Cups, and I just saw the Page of Cups too. So the only thing that is really holding this person back is acting upon this communication. So the thing is that the Death card and all of these major arcana cards are saying that the transformations are happening on a soul level. But when it comes to actually communicating, okay, when it comes to actually moving forward, apologizing, coming through with an offer, this person is actually still missing this opportunity for some reason. Because the Five of Swords and the Nine of Swords is going back to the original mentality of this person. They still have this inner conflict that they've had since day one. I'm not trying to paint this person out to be a weirdo, but I'm just saying that this person possibly could have a little bit of, rejection issues or abandonment, or just afraid of really coming through and getting turned down maybe. And so it seems like, and I don't think there's any reason to fret here, because if you're resonating with this and if your intuition tells you that this is who you're dealing with, then this person is definitely on their way to transforming on a very, very soul, spiritual level. And, when it comes to just the petty text messages or apologies, they could be struggling with that. And that could be why you're not seeing this, is because they are going through this mental conflict. And it's actually an internal battle that is only about themselves. It's not really focused upon you. This person could have hurt you badly in the past. Maybe they feel like you will never accept them. Maybe they feel like they just don't want to put themselves out on the line again, lose control of themselves and be able to be turned down again. Maybe that's something that's really difficult for them. So that's what I would say. I really think that when it comes down to what this person is really going through on a transformative level, now that you have cut them out, was actually a change of character. And this could be happening this season with Scorpio, or maybe it's going to happen in the near future. There's no time marker here, but it's really about this person going through this big transformation and you kind of being the catalyst to point this person forward. So if you're not hearing from them, I don't think it's any reason to be concerned, unless you really feel like this is not resonating with you. Then don't confuse yourself. But I feel like this person is just struggling with communication issues. They're struggling with getting over any fear. And so just let them go through that. Let them go through that fear. And eventually they're going to realize this, because they've already realized it. It's just about getting over their own fear. And you have really been a catalyst for this person to do so. Okay? So I hope this helped you guys. I hope this resonated. As I said, I may break this down into elements in the future, but we'll see. And as always, I'm sending you all the blessings. Much love.